I want to talk to you about John Boehner, but before I do, I want to ask you for your help. You are seeing me standing in our studio that is in progress, and we have been working on this project for about 5 months. When we moved here to Memphis to save our son's life, his health and his survival in his battle against cancer was front and center. Okay, we were going to do everything that we needed to do to see that he survived. He has a year of chemotherapy behind him, and he has a year in front of him. But so far, so good. The doctors are giving us a very positive prognosis. So I thank those of you who have prayed. And hopefully, please God, the worst part of the crisis for his health is behind us. But the crushing burden of the financial aspect is not behind us. In other words, we lived in West Virginia. We had a studio bought and paid for, very low cost of living. One of the houses that we rented for one of our TV staff was under $400 a month. That same staffer here in Memphis, their house is over $1,100 a month. That's just one example of many of a super big spike in cost of living. Building this studio, we've had a lot of really low priced labor. We've had a lot of volunteer labor, but it's still very expensive to build a sound studio. We got a great deal on the rent, and it is going to serve us well, we believe, but nevertheless, we have to finish. And so I'm asking you who have been blessed by this show, those of you who are regular viewers, to help us right now financially. We are in a real pickle. We have hit a wall. I've been sending out some emails to friends. Basically, we need $12,000 just to function. To pay the staff, to finish putting in the things that we need to put in here so that we can be functional. $12,000 is not a lot of money. And there's people watching right now that could write a check for the entire amount. But if you would give a $500 or $1,000 gift, it would really mean a lot to us. If you can give $25 or $50, go to the website and use your credit card or send a gift to the address that you see on the screen and stand with us. If you believe in what we're doing, we're on the front lines oftentimes of speaking boldly the truth about babies, about marriage, about Islam, about socialism and communism and Obama and John Boehner. And as you know, we don't pull punches. But this program exists and survives for you and by you, okay? For you and by you. It's a viewer-supported show. This is not a business. So if you can help us, we need the help. And so that you once again know what it is you're funding, let's talk about John Boehner. John Boehner is a Judas. And I want to differentiate between a Judas and a Pilate, okay? When Christ was before Pilate, he said, the one who betrayed me, the one who delivered me up to you has the greater sin. And that's because Judas was on the inside. He said he was one of them. Pilate was an enemy, all right? We can liken Obama to Pilate, and we can liken John Boehner to Judas. And the reason is this. Some of you, let me step back. Some of our viewers are really angry at John Boehner. Justly so. He caved in, funded the president's amnesty, wouldn't shut down the government, just gonna fund the illegal aliens that Obama is allowing in by the millions, gonna fund Obamacare. He is a traitor. Oh, Boehner is a traitor. And please hear me, because I'm saying these words with surgical precision. Boehner, for years, ran on the promise that he would stand with the pro-life movement, the pro-marriage movement, the smaller government, standing up against redistribution of wealth, etc. Okay? But what has he done? When we come back, I'm going to explain to you the levels of treachery, how this is nothing new, and how it may be the judgment of God upon us. And we're going to talk a little bit about this clash with Sony and the president and big movie stars. Blah.
You have two choices. I mean, you can try to raise your children by design, or you will raise them by default. There are no perfect parents. We're going to get it wrong sometimes. If we have a plan, we've got a better chance of getting it right in the long run.
There is something deep within the heart of every human being that longs for parental acceptance and approval. When does a boy become a man?
Get a group of guys around and ask them that question.
I don't think there's a certain age. Some men stay boys their whole life.
I would say, 16, 18 years old.
Wow, that's a good question.
When they get bar mitzvah.
Well, I think when he has a child. So I just became at 56, 56 years old.
Without the power of the Holy Spirit changing us and giving us power over our sin, we can't hope to be the dads that our kids need us to be.